Have you ever had a moment in which you felt that the automation is advancing rapidly? Have you, at least for a specific time, thought that technology is indeed on its way of getting more life-bound when you realize something that was used to be carried out by humans is no longer being done so? Every person probably had these moments somewhere in their lives, such as the people witnessing the Industrial Revolution, as you can see in this illustration by Alan. Good evening to you all. I hope you're all fine. I'm Onur Balmahmut and I'm currently a sophomore at the Department of Architecture at METU. Today I'm going to give a brief presentation about automation, but not only the process itself. I will also talk about some of the results of it. After all, automation, as many other phenomena in the world, is a part of our lives. Before the presentation, it may be beneficial to check what automation means in order to have an initial understanding of the topic. It is derived from the verb automate, which means, according to Cambridge Dictionary, to control something using machines and not people. Basically, the term consists of actions that can be achieved by technological advancements. These advancements can be of any kind, such as what you currently see in the photograph taken by Herring. The controls, the mechanic and computational elements, so on and so forth. Even though there is an operator being present there, the automated system carries out much of the work that will be conducted by many people if the systems were not established in the first place. Yes, automation makes a lot of things easier, but is that all? Aren't there any negative aspects about it? Like many other concepts, automation indeed has negative aspects too. Today, I will try to explain two of them, mainly revolving around the issues of unemployment and rapid source consumption. I think it is very important to consider these issues whenever we have a conversation or any other information exchange about automation, of course, because the negative aspects are as influential as the facilitations which automation provides. Firstly, automation has a nature of itself that sometimes can conflict with the dynamics of various societies around the world. I believe a great majority of people have heard about the argument that automation is a job killer, meaning people get unemployed because of it. So to what extent this argument is correct? The answer is that the argument has a point. The image you see taken from an article that is written by Gorley depicts a system of mass production, as you can see. There is no doubt that if technology did not advance this much, then there would be some people doing the job. In today's world, nearly every country has a problem of unemployment, and automation has played a part in it. An example to understand how automation can affect jobs is the Rust Belt region in the US, consisting historically industrial states like Michigan, New Jersey, and Ohio. This figure you see is a work by Valentiv, and it shows the percentage of decrease or increase of manufacturing jobs in county size. The darker the red is, the decrease is greater. Similarly, the darker the green is, the increase is greater. Even though some counties have seen an increase because of urbanization, the general state of manufacturing jobs are in disarray, especially in areas like Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and northern New Jersey. There is currently a great problem with unemployment in the world, and according to Bloom et al. From National Bureau of Economic Research, between 2010 and 2030, global labor markets will face the daunting task of generating roughly 750 million new jobs. So the situation is on track to get even more complicated and difficult to handle. Secondly, automation accelerates production, but it does it by depending on raw materials and natural sources. As you can see in the photograph by US Air Force, there is a row of planes and a great amount of resources were used to build them. The photograph is taken in the 40s, so the automation at the time was not that developed considering our age. Production speed and other quantitative parameters are greater, which means more resources are used and the amount of the wastes and carbon dioxide emissions follow so. McKellar explains in his article "You're Fired," says the robot, the rise of automation in the workplace, technophobes, and fears of unemployment, that different people have contradicting opinions about whether the effects of automation is positive or negative. But no matter what the positive aspects are, I believe we should pay attention for the current and further problems posed by automation. In conclusion, I have tried to give general information about automation and two negative effects which automation currently poses, and will continue to pose in the future. Because of the very nature of today's economic environment, it seems that automation will continue to work on a similar basis if the world does not change its approach. And that can only mean that the problems will not fade, but get bigger and more complex. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Here is the list of the references I used throughout the presentation.